U.S. President Donald Trump has used the threat of tariffs as weapons of foreign policy, including to countries that continue to buy cheap oil from Russia. These countries are threatened with additional tariffs. As reported by CNBC Saturday, 9/8/2025, this step is one of Trump's efforts to force Russia to make peace with Ukraine and end his invasion in 50 days. Trump gave Russia the deadline to approve the peace. If Moscow does not obey it, the U.S. will charge an additional rate of up to 100% to countries that buy Russian oil. Who are Russian oil importer countries? Data Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air, CREA, noted India and China are the two largest Russian oil importing countries, then followed by the European Union in third place and Turkey in fourth position. Other Russian cheap oil lovers are Myanmar, Azerbaijan, Brunei Darussalam, Pakistan, Ghana, Cuba, Brazil, United Arab Emirates, UAE, Venezuela to Sri Lanka. The following is a further explanation from several main importers of Russian crude oil. India. On Wednesday, Trump imposed a 25% tariff for India for the purchase of Russian crude oil, much lower than 100% fine which was originally threatened. Thus, now the total import tariffs charged to India reaches 50%. India itself is one of the largest world oil consumers. Based on Data Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC 2023, India occupies the third position with imports reaching 4.58 barrels per day. According to KPIER data, India is Russia's largest oil customer who imports around 1.7 million barrels per day. If Trump applies the tariff, the price of oil is projected to surge because Russian barrels exported to India cannot be easily transferred to other destinations. China. China is the largest importer of crude oil in the world. Based on OPEC 2023 data, China occupies the top position of the world with imports of around 10.19 million barrels per day. Russia now contributed around 13.5% of the imports of Chinese crude oil, according to Vertexa data. As for Chinese Customs and International Energy Agency (IEA) data, China imported around 2 million barrels of oil per day from Russia during 2024. At present, the U.S. itself has charged a tariff of 30% for China, having previously been charged a tariff of 145% and triggered a tariff war. Finally agreed upon a ceasefire, so that the tariff is now down. But there has been no order to increase the tariff from the U.S. signed to China. Even so, Reuters reported a White House official said that on Wednesday that the secondary steps that Trump had been threatened with petroleum buyers were expected to be implemented on Friday. Oil prices are likely to rise, creating political problems for him before the general election of the U.S. Congress next year. The tariff will also complicate the government's efforts to secure trade agreements with China and India. European Union. The European Union is the third country of the fourth Russian crude oil importer, with a percentage reaching 6% of exports, based on CREA data for the December 2022 to June 2025 period. The European Union is also the fourth largest Russian fossil fuel buyer, with its imports reaching 10%, worth 1.47 billion euros. Nearly half of this import is Russia LNG, worth 728 million euros. Turkey. Turkey is the fourth Russian crude oil importer with a percentage of 6% of exports based on CREA data for the December 2022 to June 2025 period. While based on KPIER data, as of July 2025, oil imports from Russia reached 401,000 barrels per day. Overall, the import of Turkish fossil fuels from Russia contributed 16% of 2.3 billion euros of the total export revenue of 5 of its top importers, in terms of imports of Turkish fossil fuels to become the third largest country. As many as 44% of Turkey's imports from Russia consist of processed oil products, worth 1 billion euros. Imports of Turkish oil products fell 7% monthly in June. Russian oil products have decreased more significantly, which is 13%.